Here's a screenplay out of the shotgun empty base that you're going to want to run, and you may want to do a couple little bit of adjustments to even make it more effective, and that's what we're going to go ahead and show in this video breakdown. The name of the play is called wide receiver mid-screen. So let's go ahead and just take a look at it. And one of the things I like about this particular play is that there's a lot of different things you can do with it to pick up some positive yardage, and that's what I wanted to show here. So let's go ahead and just run through it, at least initially, without doing any adjustments. And as you look at it out here towards the left, you're going to have some blockers out here. These guys are actually going to look like they're kind of going up the field, look like maybe running go routes, but they're going to end up blocking. Same way with this guy right here, he's going to end up blocking. And then this guy right here, actually he doesn't look like he's going to go out. He actually goes up and blocks as soon as the ball snapped. And then of course the flanker, now what he's going to run is this wide receiver mid-screen where he winds up coming to the inside. He winds up going over the middle. So he runs a screen route towards the middle of the field there. And that's what the play is designed, and you're going to wind up getting some blocking coming from not only the tight end, but also from a couple of those offensive linemen. Now, let's go ahead and run the play without making any adjustments, and we're just going to run this against a blitz. So you're going to wind up having some extra guys coming in here. It's a cover 3 defense, but we can wind up having a blitz here out of the dime normal. And let's just go ahead and run it, and then we're just going to go ahead and throw it. Now, as I said before, and I've shown this in a couple other plays, where if you run this wide receiver mid-screen, sometimes you're going to wind up having this where you just don't pick up a lot of yardage. And that's the reason I'm not big on it. So what you need to do is make a couple hot route adjustments. And one of the things you can do here is use that smoke screen. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do here. We're going to go ahead and hot route the, in this case, is going to wind up being the flanker on that smoke screen. To do that, you just want to go ahead and just hit your Y button or triangle button, and then hit the player's icon. In this case, it will be the B button. If you're playing on the PlayStation 3, I believe it's the circle button. And then hit the right trigger or the R2 button, and you're going to get them to go ahead and run that screen route right there. Now, watch what happens this time when we run this play. Get that blocker up front there, pick up 2 or 3 yards, maybe 4 yards on that. If you were looking for a quick first down, think about that. Think you needed like 1 yard or 2 yards. Then you could run this play. I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a simple play to run, and sometimes has potential to pick up even more yards, such as what you saw there. I actually wound up picking up about 15 yards. So it's a nice play because if you look at it, one of the things I like about this is this receiver out here, which is that slot receiver, he actually winds up and actually gets out here and does a nice block against some of these particular defenses. In this case, he's actually going to go ahead and block that defender right there. He's actually going to put a block on him, and that's going to allow us to go ahead and pick up this yards right there. You can see right there we wind up getting that key block, and bam, we're going up the field. Before we even got our first initial contact, we already picked up 5 yards. So think about how nice that is when you can throw a play like that against a blitz. You can wind up having them open for some nice yardage. Now let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to do that same thing. I'm going to go ahead and hot route him on that smoke screen route. And same thing over here. I'm going to hot route this other receiver on the left, which is going to be the split end. He's also running that smoke screen. So I've got both of these guys running the smoke screen routes, or the screen routes, and this is going to give me some nice options. It's kind of like that double wide receiver screen that you'll find out of the shotgun flex formation that winds up being in the game here in this particular playbook. And then you just go ahead and throw the ball right there, and then you can pick up some positive yardage with this, such as I did there. So you can kind of see the creativity that you can do with this particular play and yet pick up some yardage. So let's do another example here. Let's try something else here. Just throwing it out at the thing right here. You could run something like this where that tight end's going to run that little hitch route right there, such as what you see on your screen right there. So now you got all these guys going out. You got the 2 guys on the outside running those 2 screen routes, and then you got the tight end running a little hitch route right there. So you can throw that ball right there possibly and hit him. So you got a lot of different options with this particular play, just off of one play that I really didn't like, and then I turned it into something that I really do like, and that's the cool thing about this particular play. Remember, if they're coming out in man coverage or in press coverage, you got to be really, really careful these particular plays because they'll probably wind up getting blown up. So I just want to point that out to you. So this particular play is called shotgun empty base, wide receiver mid-screen, making a bunch of, well, not a bunch of adjustments, but making a couple of adjustments that I feel like will make this play a lot better than it already is.